Good afternoon, people. This is Douglas Eze. We're creating generational wealth. What the super wealthy know that you need to know. Today, I want to talk about something very, very dear to my heart when it comes to financial planning and what I've noticed and what I've seen happening to so many people in terms of procrastination. And that's a huge problem that a lot of folks don't realize is affecting them, especially in terms of planning for your retirement and taking your financial future to the next level. You know, people always ask me and they come to me and they say, Douglas, what is it that you do that is different from everyone else? And sometimes, I look at that and I want to answer that question. And I'm always saying, you know what? When it's all said and done, you got to realize that when it comes to taking your business or whatever it is that you're doing to the next level, procrastination is the disease that most people have, and they don't realize how hard and how awful that thing happens, when you're procrastinating, especially when it comes to taking your business to the next level and you trying to grow your wealth. So many times, you fall into the position of not realizing how much money you're losing. So what I'm going to do is, as we wait for folks to join, let me just say a big hello to everyone and say how you all doing. It's a great day. Today is awesome. It's Tuesday, October. Time is flying. Time is going so quickly. So I want to help you with that, with procrastination, because that's a disease that you got to make sure that because you're the only person that can cure that disease. And a lot of times I have a saying, why wait for tomorrow when I can do it today? What's the point? I get it done. Just make the decision that happen. So now I want to bring up a PowerPoint that I want to share with you. So let me get it up real quick. So this is the cost of procrastination. Let me help you with that. Hey Sharif, thanks for joining. Habib, thanks for joining as well. So let me help you with that. A lot of times people procrastinate when it comes to money, when it comes to a workshop, or I'll catch you later, or when it comes to setting up a business. Because everything that we do, especially if I'm putting a workshop together, or I'm sending information out to give somebody out, you gotta realize something. The information that I'm bringing to you, you ain't gonna get it from somebody else. They ain't gonna teach it to you in school or wherever. Your CPA probably ain't gonna tell it to you. You owe it to yourself and to your family to jump on and plug in and come to those things. Because why is that? Well, because it's gonna change your life. That's one thing. The reason I'm sharing this stuff on procrastination is a lot of people come to me for financial plan, with different age group. Some want to procrastinate and wait. I want to wait till next month to do it, or next year, or 2 years from now, whatever the situation is. So let me give you an example. My philosophy is this: if you make $100,000 a year income, or $50,000 a year, always remember, $100,000 a year, the federal government is already taking 28% of that right away. They're taking 28% of that amount of money from you. So $28,000 immediately goes to the federal government. So if you're making 100, you can't save 10% of your income. That's a big problem. So let me give you what that looks like. So let's look at a person putting away $10,000 a year. Okay, $10,000 a year. That's all they're putting away. So I'm gonna pull up I'm putting 10 grand. And I'm using a young age of 30 years old, because I remember when I was 28, when I first made my first $150,000 in income at 28 years old. And I'm the first to tell you, I wasn't saving the money that I should save, because I was spending a lot of money. But realizing this later down the line, I realized, you know what, Douglas? You need to start putting away a whole lot more money and start doing the same thing the federal government is doing. Because if they can take 28% of my income before I even look at it, well, I need to save the same amount. But let's keep it at 10%. $10,000 and I'm using a very, very low interest rate, 3%. If you're 30 years old and you're putting away $10,000 at a compounding interest account earning 3% rate of return, 30 years, at 65, your account value will be $632,000. That's how much money you have saved. Okay? If you wait 10 years, you just lost $247,000. That's a lot of money. Now, what if you say, you know what, I want to wait till I'm 50 to start saving? Look at that. $201,000 is what you're going to have instead of $632,000. That's a $431,000 in dollars that you just lost by waiting 20 years to save. So for those of you that are young, now let's bring it up to a person that is 40 years old. Now, 40 years old person that wants to save 10,000. Look at the difference, $385,000. So what is that saying to you? Well, you need to definitely start putting away a lot more money. So when folks come to me for a financial plan, one thing that I do, because a lot of times people think, oh, you know what, because I talk a lot about life insurance, they think that's it. That's all I do, right? So let me help you with what I do so you understand what Douglas does, okay? Because at the end of the day is for you to understand what I do for a living. So one thing that I do in my financial practice is this. I help my clients find money in places that you might be throwing money away unknowingly or unnecessarily. So what do I mean by that? Well, one thing I've realized in my 20 years of doing this business is that people throw money away and they're not even aware that they're doing it. So one thing that I've done is, because I know it's very, very hard for people to save money because you're already maxed out. You have all these bills coming in. You're maxed out. You're a business owner. You have all this debt coming in. So what I've done is I help you find money in places that you might be throwing away money. For example, the way you make your monthly mortgage payments. Because I've seen a lot of wealth transfers that are called in just the mortgage alone. How about taxes? Because taxes is a big chunk of your wealth transfer that you don't even know that it's killing you. Taxes is huge. So I've seen people throw money away in taxes. That's why I form my practice and I talk about things like the workshop we're going to be having November 4th. I'm going to share some valuable information for you, especially for those of you that make six-figure income and those of you that own businesses. Man, I'm going to show you the way that the families, the wealthy families, because at the end of the day, you know what, you can't, what did they say? They say, don't hate the game. Oh, I don't remember how. This is my George Bush moment, but you all know what I'm talking about, right? Don't hate the player, hate the game. I don't know. I can't remember that, but whatever. You know what I'm saying, right? But I'm going to share with you what the wealthy families are doing in terms of minimizing the taxes. Listen, they're not saying they don't want to pay taxes, but they're saying we want to have control of the money, who we give it to. At first I didn't understand that, understanding what the wealthy families do until I started researching, understanding exactly what they mean by that. So there's strategies that they do, and that's why you see all these big foundations give away a lot of money and do a lot of stuff, but they still control millions and billions of dollars. We're going to share some secrets with you that you can't find anywhere else. So make it a point for yourself, especially if you're a business owner. Because everybody want to sue you. As soon as you start a business, they think, man, the money's flowing in. That you just open up the door, everybody's rushing down to do business with you. And then you have those folks that want to sue you. As a business owner, what are the things that you're worried about? Access to capital, right? You want money to come in. So we're going to share with you ways to add more money to your business. The second thing is asset protection. How do you protect your personal asset? Because the last thing you want is you start a business and somebody comes in and they sue you for whatever reason. They're coming after, there's always lawyers ready to take everything you have. They want to come in and take everything you have. So how do you protect your asset? I'll give you all an example. See, taxes, and I'm spending a little bit more time on taxes. I didn't plan on doing that, but I am. I have a client I'm working with that she's bad. She's a trader. She makes so much money trading. I mean, she's awesome. She's made, and I'm not talking about millions, I'm talking about hundreds of millions of dollars. But so many people trade. Some people are trading forex, stocks, commodities, whatever it is, they're doing that, and they don't realize that the federal government is just sitting there waiting. And when they come hard. So if you don't protect your wealth from when you start building it, see, most people wait till the last. Oh, let me wait till I make this amount of money before I jump in. No, no, no. You don't want to do that. You want to start protecting your wealth when you've tasted the money and you have a vision. You need to start protecting right away, because anything can happen any moment. Anything can happen. So you want to protect it. This particular person, the federal government froze 50% of their wealth in a trading account. And I'm not going to go into too much because, they're about to settle that stuff. But 50%. I'm not talking about $50,000. I'm not talking about $100,000. I'm talking about millions. Millions. So, but because they're not structured properly, don't do that. Don't make that mistake. Because the taxes, the IRS, they're collection agency. Collection agency. That's what they do. They collect money. And they know every step, every move that you make. But then again, they also have rules and regulation. If you follow the rules properly, you'll be smart and you'll be able to do the things the right way. So understand that. So just, so make sure you show up. And then the third thing, the other stuff, the way I find money for people is qualified plans. You see, so one is I help you find money in places that you might be throwing money away unknowingly or unnecessary, like your mortgage, taxes, and then your retirement plan at work, your 401k, your 403b, your IRA, all those places, right? And then how about college planning? Man, see, my daughter is ready to go to college next year, and that's a lot of families lose money in that arena, a whole lot of money when it comes to college planning for their kids. What is the right type of plan you want to have? 529 plan, OGMA account, there's so many different ones, prepaid plans. What should I have? Well, you gotta remember, every time the federal government have a plan in place, there's always loopholes to those things, and there's a reason why they do it, to control you. A 529 plan is a great plan, but guess what? It has a lot of disadvantages as well. But that's something that we'll share on a different video. And then how about major expenses? How you pay for your car, credit cards. So many people lose money in those places as well. Credit card, car payments, financing a car, leasing a car. So one thing that I've done is, instead of me chasing interest rates, chasing high rate of return, looking for the best stocks for you, the best investment account, I don't do all that. I leave that for those guys that worry about that. What I do, because I believe it's a lot easier for me to work with the money that you currently have, that you might be losing unknowingly or unnecessarily. Because I believe if I could do that, that's my philosophy. If I could find you that money, then we could do other things. We could be able to plan better for your future. And I believe in the 4 C's when it comes to financial planning. Compounding interest, but I call it uninterrupted compounding interest. I like my money growing uninterrupted. Control. As a business owner, I like to be in control of my money. I don't like anyone controlling the money, my hard-earned money. I don't like that, because at the end of the day, I work hard for my money, so hard, and I don't want, the last person I want to control my money is the federal government. They've created a system that they want you to be broke. Now think about this particular client, that I shared a little bit about. If I'm not going to even say that. Let me say this. When it comes to, just think about it for me. Some of you have family members, right, that have gone through Medicaid or Medicare or whatever the situation is. But the federal government wants you to pay all that money back. Wait a minute. You work a full-time job. You get a W-2 income. You pay taxes, Social Security tax, Medicare. They take all that money, FICA. They take all that money away from your paycheck, right? And then when you need the government the most, the money that you've been putting away for the future, you need it then. guess what happens? Now, for you to receive money from the federal government, and I'm talking about Medicare, Medicaid, all those programs, because I don't need any of those programs. But when you need the money from them, guess what they do? You and your family member, you and your wife, your income has to be $3,000 income for the government to pay you. That means they want you to be broke for them to pay out any money. You got to spend down. I don't like that, folks. I like to be in control of my financial future and for my life, because the last thing I want is somebody telling me what to do with my money. So control is the second C. Compounding interest is the first C. How about cost? Opportunity cost. Opportunity cost, every dollar you could have saved, but you end up spending that dollar. Imagine how much it'll be worth for you in the future. That's why you should be very, very careful when you spend money. When you listen to some joker on the radio that tells your TV, that says you need to pay cash for everything. Folks, that's the biggest bunch of nonsense, especially when you're buying a car, buying a house. They tell you to dump cash. Cash is king only if it's working for you. Cash is not king when it's spent. But I have a whole bunch of videos on YouTube on that topic, so I'm not going to go into that. And those are the things. And then the last C out of the 4 is collateral capacity. That means you want to be able to use your money as collateral to borrow money. See, people ask me, let me see a copy of my book. See, in my book, Creating Generational Wealth, I put something on there. There's so many people that don't realize. On page 67, this is it. See, when you're buying a house, when you're starting a business, they ask you a question. How much money do you have in your life insurance contract? They ask that question. So I don't get it when somebody says you don't need a cash value life insurance. I mean, are you serious? You don't need cash value life insurance? What's wrong with you? Look at that. Cash value life insurance for businesses. Cash value life insurance when you're buying a house. But the last time you purchased the home and you filled out this line, or the last time you took out a business loan and they filled out that application, did you put any amount of money in this line where it says cash value? Because you don't have life insurance that builds cash. And even if you do, you probably don't know how it's structured properly, because the person that probably sold it to you don't even understand it themselves, because most of these insurance agents, some of them don't even know how it works. So I share this with you so you can understand something. When we put out a seminar or a workshop, you need to do yourself a favor and show up and learn something. It's going to benefit you and your family. Let me see, Harold Brooks, how you doing, man? And somebody say, I can help you with your credit. You need help if I don't know what that is, but all right. Do you help with credit repair? Teddy, no, I don't help with credit repair, but I could refer you definitely to somebody that does. That is a part of. I have some people in my network that I could definitely refer you to that are proven, and they've done some fabulous stuff, and I'll guide you too with it. So send me a message or inbox me, and we'll definitely refer you to someone. Okay. Well, thanks guys for checking this out. Again, folks, it's so important that November 4th, I'm going to post the link. We're going to be sharing some information that's going to change your life. If you're a business owner, you're high income earner, do yourself a favor, do your family a favor, and show up, because you don't want to miss out on this. I mean, it's not a position that you want to procrastinate about and think about and say, well, I don't know whether I should go or not. It's $350 or it's $500. Well, so what? You spend that tonight. If you're going out tonight, you spend that on a nightclub in a weekend. You spend it on parties and stuff. So that's just all I'm gotta say. But folks, I'll catch you all next time. Thank you again for joining. Again, let's see. Harold, thanks for joining. Amaka, thank you so much. Emeka, thank you for joining. Harold, LaFon, Ira Mosey, man, there's a whole bunch of you. Thank you so much for joining. I love you, and catch you next week.